Hello guys, welcome to today's show. My name is Nachut and you're on JFL TV, the home of football. If today is the first time we see our program, for here we will bring you the latest Arsenal news updates as they drop all over the world. And for now, we'll start with today's news. Manchester United fans when they celebrate when Arsenal lose against Man City 2-1. They don't cut their joy as Wolves don't knock Manchester United 1-0 yesterday. Because somebody watch the match and my prayer be saying they lose. And they can't lose well. All those my friends when they call me, when they fan, when they happy, when they talk to me, I don't lose. We say I can start to record them one by one now. Because as things stand now, they don't like 4 points behind us, even though they get one outstanding match. And it's still they good because now all of us now in the fight for who will enter the top 4. So as it be now, the main people will be saying now be our rival. Why they fear? No be even West Ham. I just Tottenham Hotspur because Tottenham Hotspur they 2 points behind us and they get 2 outstanding matches. So now those ones time me at the fear. Man, you go see the flop they go. But if you can check our next 5 games or next 6 games, after we play Liverpool finish, we will go play Tottenham Hotspur, we'll get them, and that match could be a deciding factor. We go White Hart Lane. So when we go there, what we play now will determine who will be for top 4. And if it will determine, if it will not determine, but you go play a role from what me at the see. So if we go there, at least we will not lose. More if we get draw or more if we win, it will make sense well. So away from that, we'll just move on with the news. Arsenal now set to receive £12.6 million from Fiorentina for the sale of Lucas Torreira, because Fiorentina don't they ready now to break that clause, that obligation to buy clause, because they don't see the way Lucas Torreira play for them. They really value the guy, the guy really play very well. So now they don't talk to them, they're ready now to come pay off that obligation clause, and this one will be good deal for us because the nice one, the guy will be person who they use all the time. So if we sell him, raise that kind of £12.6 million on your head, a nice one, now they'll go add more money. Anybody who will talk so won't buy, or like this £7.5 million Coutinho deal now, we just come out part of this money to set to that one, everything will go rosy. A nice one. At the same time, Lee Dixon will be one of Arsenal's greatest right backs. Don't come as I call it talk about Tomiyasu. So Baba can talk say he like the way Tomiyasu they play. Say especially that match against Man City when watch. The Tomiyasu was a no-nonsense right back. People don't really the pass him and say the guy delivery is on point, and at the same time the guy get good athleticism and good strength. Say the way the guy run up and down, they bomb that right flank, they tire. That would the sweeter, and this guy is like I think 22 or 23 years old, so he like the way the guy they play, and him now as a former right back, so you know the etiquette on what it takes to be a good right back. I say Tomiyasu possess all these features and qualities. They they're very happy say Arsenal buy this guy from Bologna for just a meager £17 million. Even though when they buy him, in follow for those who they castigate the guy, say the guy no try, but now the guy don't really impress him. Say kudos, nice one. At the same time, EPL, the administration, they don't announce the previous round of tests, like last week COVID-19 tests, we then do. So then find out 94 positive cases, which means the positive cases don't they drop compared to previous week, upper week, where they get like 103 cases, which means they come down now. And this one a nice one, even though the difference in gap no dey too much. But the Coco be say the positive cases still dey high, 94 in a week. That one now, the number of people you test. So what of those wey you no test? So we just dey appeal to more players. Say abeg make una take the jab. Players, coaches, and staffs take the jab, because one day get as these cases go high. Boris Johnson will be the Prime Minister of Britain. He just come outside talk say, EPL is taking a break, and nothing I go do because I no go like to put people's lives on the line. So abeg make I take the jab. Firmino and Alisson don't they set to miss out Arsenal Cup match due to suspected COVID-19 test case. You get, because they never know whether they're positive, they still in isolation, they come in contact with somebody who gets COVID-19. So then they race to go for isolation, because so Boris Johnson don't cut down the isolation period from 10 days to 7 days. And since we'll play on the 6th, yes, I think on the 6th now we'll play Liverpool. So then they face race in time, whether they will be available for that match, because plenty players don't they unavailable for them already. So we never know how it will be. But from until they hear, since the match is on the 6th, then they will need to produce a negative lateral flow PCR test on the night before the match or on the morning of the match. So if they fit produce am, they go allow them play. But if they no go fit produce am, I never know how it go be. I'm gonna check my calendar, so whether they play on the 6th or on the 7th, just to be sure. But what I know is that they have to produce a negative PCR test or lateral flow on the 6th before you go give them guaranteed starting share say they go play, because for that same match already they don already lose Salah, they don lose Mane, you get, they don use Naby Keita, now they about to lose Firmino, now they about to lose even Minamino sef, he dey injured, you never know whether he go come back, even David Origi himself dey injured, you never know whether he go, so dem get a lot of injury problems, and I love it. It's giving me joy because I know say we will catch them. All I know be say Salah no go dey, Mane no go dey. Those two alone don weaken them. You get, na only those two dey disturb us. Once those two no dey and they dey come for Emirates, wetin dey sup now? They go collect. You get, their name go be collection on that day. We go be the tax collectors. We don dey collect for their head. I can't wait for that match to come. Walai. At the same time, Danny Murphy, will be one of our super pundits, don't come outside and talk, say Arsenal they progress really fast. But the only problem we get for Arsenal is their away form is nothing to write home about, you get. So we don't lose like 5 matches out of 10 for our last away games, you get. So it no really makes sense, you get. So the only reason we make and they tip Tottenham Hotspur to enter the top 4 now because Tottenham get good away record compared to Arsenal. Say our own problem. If we feel they play away, they play for home. I must say it will make sense. Where that is the only place when they fault Arsenal. You get, well, I don't know what I will tell Baba because anything can happen. Now football, you get. You know if you play the way they play for home and away, now you know be Man City now. You get. That's the problem we get because for home we get our base, we get our 60,000 capacity, our 12th man, we get our back. For away, we know if we dominate the crowd for there. Now, no, they go away. Now, how many allocation, how many slots they will even give you for that away ground? You get, they will just give you maybe 10,000 or 5,000. You get, and themselves go dominate. So that's the main issue. But now we don't try. Now our last few away games, we don't try now. They score plenty goals, they play well. We don't try. So more just the watch. Our next away game now, that kind of Liverpool for second leg of the cup. We will go for Anfield. We will see how they play for that place. Then from there, we will see how we play for White Hart Lane. We'll just see how everything will solve. Our monetary spirits for Rome, they let us know so Roma and Arsenal still they yet to agree a deal for Maitland-Niles. This deal, we be think say the deal don't come to fulfillment, like they don't finish and just they subject to agreeing personal terms and everything. Even though Maitland-Niles don't agree personal terms with Roma, but the stumbling block now come be say Arsenal they insist on a £15 million bargain and say Roma go gats collect this deal with an obligation to buy. So now what they want? They don't just want to give the guy out on loan for go help and at the end of the day come back, come face the same situation. No, you get it? Because we know say this guy is surplus to requirements here. He is below the pecking order. So if I want this guy an obligation to buy loan, and at the end of the day, I go pay £15 million. But Roma, at the other hand, they talk say no, we don't want an obligation to buy. Give us an option to buy. When it is time, we will decide. And at the same time, the £15 million is too high. Bring it down to £10 million. So that is the bone of contention. And what is they drag now? So we never know how everything goes up. Whether before January just starts now. Before January will end, we'll know whether one of them will come down and say, okay, option to buy, Abi. Okay, no yawa, but £10 million. So or okay, Baba, I no agree. Or I know yawa, she been at £15 million obligation to buy. Put them for pen to paper, Moku sign, I know yawa. More the watch. My monetary spirit that they call 442 don't come outside, they let us know. So Gini Wijaldum, they set to make a shock move to Arsenal in the coming days. Say Arsenal won't sign this guy because an loan deal. Say Arsenal won't collect Gini on loan from PSG. If those who don't know this guy now from Liverpool, from go this PSG, and he went on a free transfer after a win league for Liverpool. After a win Champions League, the guy just transfer go PSG, say make him go enjoy stay there. Not knowing for him say competition for places go dey very high because they compete with like 4 other people for that place and he never really start. They regret the move now. So you can talk say okay, he never dey ready for a transfer, permanent transfer to another place. But for now, he needs a loan move outside to go get playing time because himself would like to represent Holland for World Cup, and there is no way where you represent Holland when you are not playing regularly for your club side. You are much rusty. So that's why the guy they reason say okay, he would like to join Arsenal. And I want to ask you now officially, is this going to be a good move or is this going to be a bad move? That is one thing with me. I dey rack my brain. I don't reason. I'm not say it go make sense, because for this January, remember, we are losing Partey, we are losing El Neni, we are losing Pepe, and we are losing Aubameyang. So our midfield will be decimated. You get, we will lack players for that our midfield. China Charlie Patino want to put for midfield. Who want to put for there? China Abbas Abedla Kulukonga. Niles go soon come out. So that our midfield need an infusion of new blood, of fresh players. So that is why we're raising this Genie now. So Genie can come in, and Genie is an experienced player that can come in and help us secure our top 4. He's a good player. He's not young. I think he's 30-31, so not be smallie. And we are not buying him as a permanent deal. We are not taking him with an obligation to buy or an option to buy. No, just an outright loan. We just collect this guy, put him for our midfield, making the run things for us, making the pair with Shaka. It go make sense. Or if they want put him anywhere, they want put him for that midfield, but it will be good addition to our squad. What do you think about this deal? On my familiar setting, Ramsey don't come outside. Can they describe a teammate, Martinelli, our star boy? See, Martinelli get frightening pace, and the guy get frightening finishing. See, if you trust Martinelli like mad, if you give Martinelli one-on-one, I will go bust them, because the way the guy they play, so even defenders now, they fear him because he has a blistering pace. He's very cynical. He's very prolific in front of goal. You know, they take IC keeper. Then the guy did very, very nice. But what thing we try to improve for in game now, outside shots. Like the wipe shot. Learn how to wipe shot from outside. So it will make sense, and it will take in game to a greater height. So it will make sense making learn that one many well for training. Well, we said we're happy with Martinelli. He has really played very well and make us no miss Aubameyang. If you say Martinelli is flop now, for the miss Aubameyang, but as the guy come collect that opportunity, come hold down well, say Baba, this opportunity you give me, I go hold down where I go perform very well. The guy don't play very well, because I think in his last 6 games he scored 4 goals and made 2 assists. I mean, in the last 8 games, it's not a bad return. The guy played very well. Our Arsenal fans and pundits alike don't they compare Partey to Vieira. Even one of the best way stand out to make this comparison na Gilberto Silva, will be one of Arsenal legends. So Baba come aside talk, say for that match where Arsenal play against Man City, say Partey was very, very instrumental in breaking down City attacks. If this guy do that thing time and time again, he do it on numerous occasions. Then the guy had one of the best game in his lifetime. Again, one of the best game in Arsenal shirts. So he was really, really proud of Partey. You know, say Partey, now people, person will talk, say he don't lose form. You know, really they play like Partey where we know, but this match, Partey let us know, say, I still do, I never shy, I still do, forget, class is permanent, form is temporary, I still do like mad. So we said we're happy with this comparison. If Partey said we had the boss, they compare him with a legend. See, because during the Vieira days, Vieira the boss of that midfield now, you know if he pass him. And I think Partey 7 can do for that is why we will really miss Partey for this January. I think they go AFCON. Well, we wish I'm all the best within Ghana team, make them win now. On my reports when they come from Spain, they let us know say Arsenal now favorites to sign Isaac from Real Sociedad. You know, say Real Sociedad now they don't lose form, but the last 5 games they don't lose like 4 matches. So then they prone to selling this guy. But Barcelona they disturb them, they knock for that door. Even Barcelona don't open talks with Real Sociedad hierarchy. So they would like to buy this guy. But Real Sociedad, you know, say Isaac buyout clause now £75 million. So they know say Barcelona self no fit break that buyout clause, because ordinary Ferran Torres wey dem buy, they never register am, they need to reduce their wage bill, and they still wan buy Alvaro Morata. So there's no way wey they go buy Ferran Torres, Morata, come buy Isaac. Their wage bill no go gree them, and they no wan reduce the price for Barca because Real Sociedad hierarchy. Then they feel say if they sell this guy to Barca now, indirectly they are strengthening their rival, which means for them to even enter top 4 it will hard, because una don carry una best player go give una rival to help una rival, just like wetin Barca do Atletico Madrid wey dem carry Suarez carry am give them. Suarez come help Atletico win league. So that kind of thing Real Sociedad no wan do for Barca. Alternatively, or instead, they prefer to sell Isaac to a foreigner, and that foreigner now in the person of Arsenal. So Arsenal don't knock their door, say Alpha would like to buy this guy. So they talk say then they willing to bring down the price. Like they no will sell the guy, give Arsenal with the buyout clause, which is £75 million. Instead, they feel say they will reduce the money. Then with Arsenal will sit down for table, because from what they hear say Edu Gaspar don't get contacts with their hierarchy. Then they discuss say we would like to bring this guy for January, because Real Sociedad are willing to sell the guy, but I never know whether they go sell him through, whether I just talk is cheap. Well, January just starts. We'll see how January go unfold, and once updates they come about Isaac, I go let you know whether Arsenal will really sign this guy. I go no go sign him. I go let you know. Tony Cascarino wey be pundit don come outside. They warn Newcastle. They warn them seriously. Say at the yes una wan sign Aubameyang. Say make I no try am. Make I no try that nonsense. Say this Aubameyang wey una wan sign. Shey na the person wey go take una to the next level. If you check Newcastle now, they are 19th or thereabouts in the table, and they don't win just one match this season. Just one match, you get. So they are on their way to relegation. So they need reinforcement for this January. They won't buy plenty, you get. So one of the things whereby they advise them to say, "Una no need this guy. Number one, he's not a regular starter for Arsenal. He don't lose in starting 11. He don't lose in place to a small boy called Martinelli. So I don't think this guy can even turn a game on his head on his own. Those things they done before, or those times don't pass. As in, just they want them, shall they let them know the bad side of Aubameyang. Say, is he really good for you? But Newcastle self go want a big name. I think Aubameyang can be good for them. You get. Now name will say he will attract more defenders than let other people flourish. Well, I wish them all the best of luck. Maybe they come carry and give us £20 million. People add the money, buy more defenders or buy more midfielder, or add and buy a good striker for ourselves. We don't really need the guy again. That's it. My monetary spirit wey they call the mirror don come outside. They let us know say Arsenal still dey in the running. Arsenal still dey interested for Ruben Neves. Don't forget say for July 2021, Arsenal reason Jorge Mendes wey be Ruben Neves agents. Let us know say dem dey interested in signing the guy. But at the end of the day, Wolves come talk say wetin dem need na £35 million. The deal no come materialize. Like Arsenal no proceed further. They just say okay, we don hear the price, no yawa, we go carry am for mind. So now wey be say we don need midfield reinforcements, we are hearing that Arsenal is going back for the guy to ask how far una still wan sell this guy. But wetin the mirror dey let us know be say Arsenal no dey likely to buy this guy for January. Say maybe na at the end of the summer they go fit calm down, come outside, come say okay, shebi na £35 million. Oya no yawa, Ruben, oya come join us. By then, maybe Granit Xhaka go don find square root because everybody na don dey clamor, everybody don dey talk the same thing in unity. Say Granit Xhaka is causing us more harm than good. You get, the guy dey good though, but in dey cost us games. Some games wey we supposed to win, Xhaka will just do that in hand of magic, just cost us the game. So that is why I never know how the summer go be, because I trust Arteta na no nonsense manager. Even if say he dey bring headache to the team, irrespective of how much he loves you, he will send you away and let you go and look for greener pastures elsewhere. So that's what it just be. So my dear football lovers, if you missed yesterday's show, just check the top left corner of your screen. You see the thumbnail. Click and make you watch the news so that you don't miss any news updates concerning Arsenal. As you do so, God continue to bless you as you support us. It's Sachuk signing out. Have a great day. Happy Tuesday. And get out.